This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Vegas, and so we're going to discuss an article that kind of hurt my heart but made me laugh at the same time. And it's a football related article, so if you're not into the sports ball, I can completely understand you going about your business. Anyway, so article came out after this weekend's this Sunday's football games, where had an interesting scenario. So this was a holiday weekend. Thanksgiving just passed. For those who may not have seen my video wishing you guys a happy Thanksgiving, I wish you a happy belated Thanksgiving. Definitely. Hope you had a great holiday, even if you don't celebrate it. Hope you had a good day off or a good day of rest, or if you had to work, hopefully your day went well, went fast. Whatever the case is, however you view it, I hope that you have been you were well and you were blessed and you're doing okay. So let's move on from that. So one thing that wasn't okay was the NFC East. So it started with Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys hosted the Buffalo Bills. As tradition, Dallas, has a Thanksgiving Day, and everybody was looking at it as an opportunity for them to kind of establish themselves, as they've been having a pretty mediocre year, where coming into the game they were 6-5, but all 5 of those losses were against all the teams with winning records that they faced, and all 6 of their wins came against not all 5, 4 out of the 5, because they actually lost to a below 500 team, which again, part of the mediocrity that's been going on with them as the team that everybody picked to be one of the biggest Super Bowl contenders for the year. But yeah, they flubbed on Thanksgiving Day to the Buffalo Bills, yet another team with a winning record that they could not beat. That's 2 games in a row that they've lost. They're down to 6-6. In steps the Philadelphia Eagles. They're one of their biggest rivals. Pretty much everybody in the NFC East is a huge rival of each other. But as far as the playoff standings is concerned, Philadelphia definitely is one of those teams that were coming into their game looking to take out the Cowboys, whether they win the division or not, or at least get into the playoffs. They were definitely in the mix, coming in at 5-6, but they had a layup to a lot of us. They were playing the Miami Dolphins, who have literally decided to shit the bed all year. The fact that the Dolphins have won, this year is amazing, considering that they shipped off a hell of a lot of their good players, and just basically they're pretty much a bare bones, we just got 53 players. They probably shouldn't be in the NFL, some of them, but we just wanted to meet the requirements so we can go ahead, tap out, and get this number 1 pick type shit. That's what it feels like. So thinking the Eagles, who are hungry, they're looking to make a bounce back, they're trying to get back in. Dallas has lost. This is the opportunity to go 6-6, tie for the division lead, and we're gonna make it a race, because we got to play them one more time, and we got some more division games, and we can make a run at this. We can make a serious run at trying to get the division crown. Nah, they decided to get blown the fuck out by the goddamn Dolphins. Literally, in the running for the worst team in the league right now, and they lost them. So, New York Giants, we can't really say much because they lost the 8th straight game. But the Washington football team decided to win a game, 2nd win in a row, and people have dubbed them the hottest team in the NFC East, because everybody else is on a 2-game or more losing streak. They come in at a 2-game win streak. Sad. Especially knowing that my team, because I'm a Washington fan, they're fucking ass. They're horrible. They're poorly managed. They were poorly coached, but they got rid of that problem at least. They're poorly owned, so 2 of the biggest problems on the table they can't get rid of. or at least it don't seem like he can get rid of. Roster sucks. The players are fucking ridiculous. They basically just come there like most people, cash in, and then do shit all. As a, like, you know, it's fucking ridiculous. Hate it. But with the 2 wins, they've put themselves in a very interesting position, as many sports analysts have started this whole trend of like why the NFC is a dumpster fire. Yes, why the NFC is a dumpster fire. And if you're an NFC fan, embrace it, because it is a dumpster fire. Let's not be like fucking like unrealistic here. NFC East is not the NFC East that your daddy grew up with. It's not the NFC East that I grew up with. And I'm probably old enough to be a lot of you daddies, so take it how you want it. Anyway, but yeah, NFC East now, it's just, and it has been for a while, and I've said this for quite some time. NFC East is a shell of itself. It is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, divisions in all of football. And the reason I say this is because it seems like nobody wants to win it. Everybody wants to eat back into winning it, or, you know, they are unfortunate that they couldn't suck enough not to win it, and things like that. Like, look over the history of like the NFC East, like title winners, especially like before, I would say a year or two ago, where there was this weird trend where the worst team would all of a sudden win the division the following year. So if you finished last the year before, you were destined to finish first, which it wasn't like there was a huge talent turnover on any team. It's just that the others just decided, "Low, I'm gonna be as bad as you." I don't know what the fuck it is. In particular with the Cowboys. And, you know, as a Washington fan, I know people are going to be like, well, you're just going to go in on. No. Objectively speaking, I think anybody who watches football and, you know, pays attention, objectively speaking, the Cowboys are the biggest enigma, because they generally sport the most talent year in, year out, yet they do nothing. And it's like, is there a curse on the NFC East? Is there something wrong? Like, these writers are right to clown it, especially when you think of this fact right here, where somebody tweeted out the Redskins could still theoretically win the NFC East. Now, let's take this into like full context. Dallas is 6-6. In second place is Philadelphia at 5-7. Redskins come in third at 3-9, and I believe the Giants are 2-10. Okay, Giants have been mathematically eliminated, I believe, from the playoff, but the Redskins haven't at 3-9. Why is that? Because if you look at the schedule, it's a distinct possibility that everybody could lose enough games for the Redskins, if they were to win their last 4 games, to back in at 7-9. Think about that. They would have went out, and the other teams were to, like, you know, the Cowboys were to lose 3 games, and the Eagles were to lose a couple of more games, but beat the Cowboys to knock them out of contention in their 1 win. Actually, no, I think they need to go 1-3, but that 1 win needs to be the Cowboys. It's some convoluted bullshit, and I'm going to try to put the link to the, what's his name, whole thing there. Because, yeah, here it is. How bad has the NFC East been this season? The 3-9 Redskins could still take the division if they went out and finished at 7-9. The Cowboys would need to lose out, which means Cowboys just lose all their game and go 6-10. And the Eagles would have to finish 1-3, with the only win coming versus Dallas. Now, I know it sounds crazy, like bullshit, but the way that the NFC East has gone in recent history, it ain't out the realm of possibility, because the NFC East sucks now. And as somebody who grew up like loving the NFC East rivalries, like, I was just thinking about this too, because I found that I don't talk a lot of shit when it comes to football anymore. Even as a fan of Washington, I don't talk a lot of shit to Dallas fans. And this article made me realize part of that is not because I'm just ashamed of how bad my team is, how they can never compete. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's the fact that the shit stopped being fun probably a good 10 years ago. Talking shit between NFC East teams to me, because the whole division has been relegated to a also ran. Again, a lot of times the division, winner backs themselves into it. We've had plenty of 8-8, 9-7 division winners. We've not had a losing record win the division. Carolina still holds that distinction, but it's not out the realm of possibility for that to happen the way that this division is playing. And the thing is, back in the day, part of the magic of the shit talking between the teams was because, and no disrespect to Eagles fans, but there was a period where you guys were kind of competitive but not there. So a lot of people would consider you mediocre in comparison to what was going on with the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys during that heyday of the late 80s to mid 90s, where all three of those teams rotated, just like how you get the rotated losing team going to first thing. No, it was more of these three teams are constantly being talked about as Super Bowl contenders, and they're fighting tooth and nail to get this division. So it was like a war. So the talking shit part, that shit was fabulous because you had some really, really good competition going on. And you had people fighting and battling, and all of your teams were up there, all of your teams were revered. People outside of the division feared your fucking division because they knew how great you guys were. The great coaches, you had the Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells, Joe Gibbs, all the respect in the world. NFC East was the place to be. That was where champions were made. And if you would have beat the NFC East team, you should win the Super Bowl. And if you didn't, then something's wrong with you, because you probably beat the best on the way to the Super Bowl if you beat an NFC East team. That's how that shit used to be. Now, they're fucking clowns. They got clown-ass owners. They got clown-ass players. They're clown-ass organizations for the most part. They just do clown-ass shit. Look at the Giants front office. Please tell me that ain't no clown-ass shit. The Eagles are probably the most stable, and they got their own issues. Cowboys, Jerry Jones. Need I say more? Washington. Fucking Daniel Snyder and his coaching carousel and his GM carousel. Ridiculous. It's not fun. Why am I talking shit? Because what am I talking shit about? Haha. If, the Skins win the division, yay. We stood on top of the dumpster fire and we just got 80% of our bodies burned, but enough stayed alive to fucking raise their hands in victory. The fuck? Because ain't nobody in the NFC East contending for shit. Again, if you're a Giants fan, you can come out and you can say, well, we got 2 Super Bowls in this whole mess. You definitely can. Can't argue that. There were 2 years where you guys jumped up, showed improve, and the Giants 2 Super Bowls are what makes people still kind of look at the NFC East as a reputable division. But in reality, no. No. And again, no disrespect, Giants fans. You guys beat the Patriots, so hats off to you. I can't say shit. As much as I don't like you as a Washington fan, I have mad respect for what you did for killing the evil empire twice. But at the end of the day, now it's hard. So me sitting here jabbing at the Cowboys if we beat them. Yeah, I'm glad we beat them. Team pride, yay. But okay, say we beat them in the final game that we played them. Yay, win number 4 in a atrocious year. Awesome. Or 5 or whatever it falls place in. still going to the fucking lottery. Eagles beat them. Eagles probably not going to the playoffs, y'all. Unless they get into a tiebreaker situation at 8-8, Eagles probably not gonna get into the playoffs, y'all. You know, Cowboys. They probably are the default playoff team, only because again they're gonna do like most NFC East teams do and back their asses into a position where they'll go to the playoffs because they'll be a division winner, and you can't deny the team that has the best record in the league from the playoffs. It's not like they actually pick the 6 top records. No, division winners always get one of the picks, so you'll be one of the 4 automatic picks. Yippee! Which is amazing because, you know, looking at it, like, we legit could have a 7-9 division winner, and there are teams out there that can get 10 wins that may not make the playoff. Like, look at the NFC West, for instance. They have a potential to have at least 3 teams with 10 wins if things work out. Like, if the Rams win 3 out of the last 4, you know, you already got Seattle and San Francisco just about there. Like, Seattle's 9-2, but San Francisco's like what, 10-2? Yeah, I say 9-2 because I'm actually watching the game after I record this, and they're looking like they're gonna probably go 10-2, especially with Kirk Cousins on the other side. Jesus Christ, don't let me go in on him again. Anyway, but yeah, you potentially could lock out a couple of 10-win teams because you're letting these ass backward NFC teams send 1. So yeah, that's sad. That's sad, and that's fucking sad. Like, you look at shit, NFC North. They're playing the Vikings right now. The Vikings are 8-3. Vikings can get 10 wins. They might be locked out. Or the Packers can get 10 wins. They might be locked out. Sucks because got to make way, you know, for the ass clowns. It's sad. It's sad. And this article just pinpoints it out. The worst cumulative record for a division in NFL history. Right now, I believe the NFC East, I think. Here it is. What's the worst cumulative record for a division in the NFL history? This year's NFC East, it must be close. I'm not going to skip the team's name, but here's how he finished it. That's a total of 16-32. A 33% winning percentage. That's the entire division, y'all. 16-32. Got a 33% winning division. And it's not like you can make a case like, well, one team is 10-2, and then the other teams, they just got 6 wins between. Nah, y'all all suck. It's it's an evenly spreaded mess. A hugely evenly spreaded mess. And this culminates it even worse. Over the last 2 weeks, the Redskins are 2-0. The rest of the NFC East, the teams that are supposed to be much better, 2 of them, 0-6. And the Giants, which we expect the Giants to suck. It's just mad. It's wild. It's fucking wild. Makes you not want to watch football if you're an NFL fan and your team is an NFL East fan. I mean, NFL East team. They're just wild. Sad. Fucking sad. We're going to watch some ass division rivalry games that aren't going to be played well. And we're going to sit here and cheer. For what? The fuck? God damn it. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, and I'm out, y'all. Deuces.